itself, just like a balloon. This crazy calm just digs this tune.
Donkey Kong is here. That's probably a better song. What's up, guys? What's up? What's up? Casey, what's up, man? How are you doing? Stang, what's up? What's up? Reluctant Hero, We Shot Music still slaps. I totally agree. It just hits. I don't know. It's like, it's the ultimate background music. Danielle Buick, what's up? What's up? What's up? Good to see you. Let me think of a good background music because every time I will put on like a playlist that says like um, royalty free background music. And then every single time at the end of the stream, it's like, yeah, that was a lie. Even if it's like video game music, which is supposed to be safe, but it'll be like a remix and then somebody will copyright claim it. And it's not a big deal because these streams don't make money either way. But I just hate, I hate having a little red thing that says this is not eligible. Like I hate seeing that. It kills me. What's up, Robert Fix It? Soul Droid, what's up? What's up? Indeed, it is. Casey Walls has. I have a case GPU compatibility question. Weirdly enough, sure, let's hear it. You generally like ITX cases, though, so I'm not sure if I will know all that. But we have a visitor. But I'll do my best. Somebody decided to come through. Hey, buddy. I know. He snuck into that tiny crack in the door. Hey, buddy. Say hi. Oh, he's purring very loudly. All right, you can hang out here. Just don't step on my keyboard. He loves to do that, and it like automatically ends the stream and stuff. Chill. Yes. Okay. Okay, buddy. Yes. Yes. You can hang out over there. He says the Alamengda 500 on Amazon with a 3070 Zotac Twin Edge. Interesting. The Alamengda. I'm gonna guess this is just some random case. Let's see. Alamengda 500. Oh man, that's very ugly. This is let me see, is this working? Yeah, it is. This is looks like an AliExpress case, man. I mean, it's cheap though, $42. That's not bad considering it's from Amazon. And you're saying, can it fit? This is 3070 Zotac Twin Edge. Okay, Zotac Twin Edge. Here's how I do this usually. But again, like this is always like a maybe because there's always like other considerations. So like manufacturers will generally tell you we have like this amount of room for your GPU, and it'll that's a pretty big look at that. It's like a 3080, and they'll say that, but then sometimes they don't account. If you notice, there's no PSU cables in this picture, right? And so like things like that can sometimes get crowded underneath and above, and so they don't really tell you that sometimes. So it's like don't ever if it says like 350 millimeter and your card is 350 exactly, it probably will fit, but it's going to be very tight. Like technically it does, but they never include stuff like that. You know what I mean? That's something you always have to think about. Uh, Power supply length 150. Okay, so this says graphics cards up to 320 millimeters in length, and I wonder how far that is. Does that? What do they say that is? Is that like here, or is it like here? But you know, they say 320, so we'll say. How long is this guy? Is this the one? Oh, but this is pretty big too. Well, that one's pretty big too. I think, and that's also an issue. Maybe if you get this, you won't be able to use the bottom fans. Like your GPU will fit, but then there will be like this much clearance. You know what I mean? So like even though technically it might fit, it might not be a great experience. Let's see what the max or what this size is. Okay, come on. Nothing. to the top. Specifications. Card length is only 231 mm. No way. Oh, okay. Yeah, this does not look like the length. This isn't it. Is this what you were thinking of? The length isn't what you're afraid of? Oh, yeah, it's got some weird armor on it, huh? Yeah. Look how thick this is. I think this will fit. You're right. The length is not an issue. I'm going to say this will fit. You might have to get slim fans. Yeah. Slim fans are about half the size cuz this looks like, I mean, if this is it, yeah, it's a dual slot card. So it should be okay. I think these are already slim fans. Look how small these are. I think they're look at that. That's not a real fan. You might need slim fans, but the only way to know is to test it. But I think it would fit. Or worst case scenario, you need slim fans down here. Yeah, length for sure, not even close. Like you'll fit. What is Hold on, I lost my chat. The length is what I'm afraid of. Yeah. Too true, too true. Norman, you can hardly hear. Can anyone agree or disagree? Am I too quiet? Should I up it? There. Is that better? Thank you for telling me, Norman, if that's true. It only fits a 138 millimeter CPU cooler. The card is 141. That's what I'm afraid of. Yes. Yes. So that's the interesting part, Casey. When we talk about CPU cooler, we actually talk about height, right? So that is going to be the distance from the CPU to the glass panel, right? When we talk about GPU, we're talking about this direction and length. So if it can fit a GPU, like right there, look, there's even a little extra space. Oh, y'all can't see my mouse. Damn it. There's a little space to the left of it, if you can see. Hold on, I'm going to turn my mouse so y'all can see. Oh, it's supposed to be capturing my cursor. Why can't y'all see this? Weird. There's a little space right there. We go. Yeah, look, right here. See this little space? So, like, this is a pretty big card, and this is a normal slot for GPU. This is pretty standard, luckily. The only thing that's not standard is this distance, and in which case it would be a 3-slot card, and then the length. So as long, and look, this CPU is sticking out. Yeah, like you should be good to go. Yeah. I say give it a shot. Sleepy Mushroom, hello. What's up, man? How are you? How are you? I have that case. It's pretty cheaply built, is it? But that's okay. It's only $42. It's not bad, especially in we're in tariff times. That's not bad. It's not bad. Rose Petal, what's up? What's up? I swear I've seen like 30 cases like that that look like that on AliExpress. That's what I thought too. I'm like, this is kind of the AliExpress special. Maybe there's like a big OEM, but hey, it's got a handle. It's pretty cool. Can handle a micro ATX, a 138 millimeter cooler. Rad Robot would look at something from John's Boat or Sama. Oh, yeah, those are good. John's Boat is a little bit more expensive, though. I don't think you're going to get anything from John's Boat at this price, but Sama for sure. Sama's got some good ones. I'm only considering this case because of size, and it doesn't seem to have limitations. Yeah, for sure. It is pretty small. It's just a box, right? This is just a box, which you can do whatever you want with. So that does have its own benefits. So you don't have to worry about size limitations too much. Like if you want more space over here, you can just use a smaller power supply or something. You know what I mean? You can use smaller fans. Like it's pretty tight, but I think it'll work with what you need. GPU becomes the bottom fans. Yeah, that too. That could be it. Rose Petal. Someone's offered me an RTX 2060 Super for 150 pounds with fitting. I'm new to this. Is that a good deal? What is fitting? You mean like a water block or something? I'm not sure what fitting means. But either way, that seems expensive. But I don't know. I don't know what the market's like in the UK, but here that's about $200. I would say that's expensive for a 2060 Super. So if that was in America, I would not take that deal. Do you have a go-to mini ITX motherboard for AM4 that will run a 5600G? I don't have a go-to mini ITX board. I don't have many go-to mini ITX stuff. They will all run a 5600G. Just I will say I don't have a go-to board. I would say you can go just for a B550i. So write that down, B550i, and that will be the right size motherboard, and it's going to have the right drivers that it'll just work with a 5600G out of the box. So, but we're running out of them. There was already not enough before because of ITX is just a niche product, and then we're also in AM5 now, so there's just less of them. So I'd say jump on it if you want one. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what I would go with. After morning, night, Jason, everyone, have I missed so far? Not much, Sam. What's up, man? We're just hanging out. Who are you building for? I'm not building anything today. I got nothing to build. I still have those two PCs I built a couple weeks ago. I need to go drop them off tomorrow, actually, because they're for my cousin, and they're just hanging out back there. So yeah, we're not building anything today. This is just someone in the chat. Casey was asking us about this, but we're not building in it. Let me see. Can they easily run AI models? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Can what run it? What did I say something? The AI models? Oh, sorry, I'm behind. Sorry, guys. Oh wait, any music? I'm sorry, guys. Let me think. There, better. Just need something. Why not a B550i? That's what I said. Yeah, B550i. That's a good one. Oh, you're agreeing with me. Yeah, totally. Daniel, what's up? Daniel says, "What's up, Jason? What's up? My build is going to be all black. I have little ones, and if I have ARGB, they obsess over it. Nice. I've heard of it's a very famous story of people with toddlers slamming the power button on a PC. Just randomly, they'll walk up, and if they see the LED on it, they feel inclined to push it. So that makes sense. This stuff over here. Casey says for the ITX board, the B550i from Jingwei actually has good VRMs, two M2s, and it's cheap on AliExpress. I spent $67. Pretty good. Yeah, I'd say go for it. That sounds good. I've used stuff for them. Just it is cheap, but usually the biggest problem is the VRMs. But if Casey says it's good, then it's good. How's Brownie doing, man? Hopefully well. Thank you for asking, Daniel. Yeah, he just walked in here a second ago, and then he headed out. He's doing better. He's walking around. He's eating normally, going to the bathroom, doing his thing. He still has his wound, so that's going to take a while to heal, and he still has like shaved parts that they had to do during the surgery, obviously. But other than that, he's recovering. He's recovering well. So thanks for asking. Hopefully, he doesn't have any more issues going forward. That's finger crossed. But for now, it looks good. It looks good. Yeah. Why won't this let me scroll? There we go. Oh, he will install it for me. Okay, so that's what you mean by fitting. Hayden says 150 pounds is a standard price in UK for a 2060 Super card. Okay. Well, if that's the price, and that's the price. That's why I said I don't. It's hard to give my opinion on different markets because I don't know what it is there. Things are just different. So I would say if that was in America and someone said $200, I would pass. But if that's the standard price, that's the standard price. Yeah. Hayden is another resident Englishman, so he would know. Also, if you're up to date, could you tell me about the current GPU situation? Sure. Current GPU situation is still bleak. It's still very difficult to get a card. I would say 9070 XTs are non-existent. They are gone. They're just non-existent. Don't even try it. AMD has some new cards coming up on the lower end, hopefully. They said it should be possibly next month, maybe the month after. It just depends. But I don't know. It's hard to say because who knows. But I will say I am consistently seeing RTX 5070s on sale for MSRP. Like they are from NVIDIA directly. You can get it. And from other, third-party boards. They're selling them for MSRP. And they now come with the new Doom game, which is a $70 game. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say the 5070 is an amazing card, but it comes with a free game. And it's a pretty good one. Doom games are always fun. And it's in stock and it's in MSRP. Like, they do go out of sale occasionally, but it's like every other day I see them being posted. So that's like the only card that's actually available. And if you see all these other cards, they'll say, this is on sale over here. It's for like a minute. I see the 5070 in stock often, right? So it's not, you're never going to get the 9070 XT for MSRP. Only on day one did I ever see one. And ever since then, it's like $150 minimum. And that was before the tariffs. So it has nothing to do with that. Like, it's just not happening. So I'd say if you are desperate for a card right now and you want it to be brand new, a RTX 5070 for MSRP with the free games looking pretty good. Just saying. And I know it's very popular to poo-poo on NVIDIA and the 57 specifically, but, I mean, the situation is what it is. You know what I mean? We can only do what we can do. In a perfect world, yes, we would all be using a 9070 XT at MSRP, but we do not live in a perfect world, unfortunately. Stretch this out. Here we go. Look at that. Balls to the wall. So Jason, in your opinion, what is the oldest optiplex you'd couple with a 4060, like the 8th gen Intel? If so, can you expect much bottleneck on an i5 8500? Interesting. Yeah, 4060 is surprisingly low wattage, man. If you get an RTX 4060 and you get like an 8th gen Intel CPU, so like an 8500, it wouldn't be the end of the world as long as you're using a real power supply. So you'd have to swap the power supply. Yeah, the specs to run a 4060 are surprisingly decent. You will see a little bottleneck just because the 8500 is a little bit old at this point, especially on the i5. That was back when all the i5s were the exact same. If you can get an 8700, that'd be better. But I think you could make it work on 8500. It doesn't take much to run it. It's a surprisingly efficient card, and no one ever talks about that. Like, they never talk about how efficient the 4060 is. You'll run into a small bottleneck at times, depending on the game, especially in like lower resolutions. But yeah, I don't know. I think you'd be okay if you really had nothing else. I think that'd be okay. I wouldn't go any lower than that though. Don't go into like i5 6500. The 8500 is already pushing it. I've been looking at workstations that are small form factor, like the HP or the ProDesk. They all have 8th gen Intel, or they are absurdly overpriced. Yeah, that's just how it is. You have to wait for companies to throw them out at alarming rates, and then they become very cheap. And most companies, they upgrade their stuff every 5 to 7 years, where they just dump everything. And so right now we are at the point where a lot of companies are throwing out their 8th gen Intel stuff, and anything newer they're still using. So it is what it is. Man, the pre-built are pretty shit, but with the current situation, it's kind of great for what it is. Yeah, if you don't want to sit around and wait to try to find a GPU, you can get a pre-built, and it would be okay. A lot of them are priced pretty relatively affordably, and they come with a warranty. And as long as it's not using like a proprietary motherboard or something, I think it's okay. You can always swap stuff out in the future that you don't like, and as long as it's not like overpriced, it's not the end of the world. Crossing my fingers on that Intel card, rumored to be 24 gig. But what would you do with it? What would you do with 24 gigs of VRAM? You know what I mean? Like, very few people would use it in gaming. Basically no one. You know what I mean? I'm just like, unless you're trying to run like, LLMs or something, which would be cool for sure. I don't know how good those work on Intel cards though. But if it's affordable, yeah, of course, more VRAM's always good. But you're gonna pay for that VRAM. You know what I mean? And so, like, are you willing to pay an extra $200 for that? I don't know if I would. What would be an actual reason to buy an Intel graphics card instead of AMD or GeForce? So when you say actually, like, what is an actual reason? Right now, I would say Intel cards are the cheapest way to get AV1. The newest NVIDIA cards have them as well, and the newest AMD ones, but I don't think any of them come as close to the price of some of the lower end Intels. So I'd say that's like the only reason that it's like it has to be an Intel. Other than that, the B580, when like for its price at MSRP, which again it hasn't been found at MSRP since it came out, it is pretty compelling because the price to performance at 250 USD is pretty good compared to the competitors. AMD and NVIDIA don't really have cards at 250. Like AMD does, but they're like not great. And so that's why like the B580 from Intel is pretty good. It comes with all that stuff on it, and it's, I don't know, just for the price, if you can get it for 250, it's definitely worth the value. But when you're comparing like Intel hasn't made a super expensive card yet, so it's hard to say. They are primarily an entry-level card manufacturer right now, and that's cool. I think that's great. Yeah. Agree with Sam. Pre-builts are more a headache than they are worth. I work on them. Yeah, could be. I think, some people just don't want to build their own computer, and I think that's okay. And so as long as you know what you're looking for and you buy from a reputable brand and it's not proprietary stuff and they give a warranty, it could be okay. Yeah. Or in the market we're in now where it's impossible to get anything and you just have to buy a pre-built, it's not the end of the world. But yeah, if you can avoid it, you can avoid it. But there are more pre-builts in the world than there are custom builds. Just, y'all know that, right? Like, just so we're clear, y'all are a rare breed. Most people just buy computers. Like, most people. Gaming and not. Like, just so we're clear, most people don't build their own PCs. It is a niche of a niche. And so, just be aware of that. And it's okay. It's what makes you different. It's what makes you special, right? It's a hobby. And that's okay. Either way, I think whatever gets the most amount of people, gaming or on PCs, I'm cool with. I think learning how to build a computer is a good experience for anyone, even if they're not super into it. Just doing it once in your life, I think, is worth the time and the effort to better understand what you're doing. It's kind of the same like repairing your air conditioning. It's like you don't really need to become an expert on repairing your air conditioning, but I think understanding the basics of how it works and taking it apart so you can see for yourself kind of like what are the insides of the stuff you use every day, I think that has value. So you could better troubleshoot it later, just like your own computer. So maybe don't build every single one, but having a basic understanding is nice. Agreed, Jason. I'm speaking for computer enthusiasts. Yeah, of course. Yeah. If you're a computer enthusiast and you can afford it and it's easy to do, building is for sure the way to go. But then some people just don't want to, and that's okay. I think that's okay. Oh no, this is that Super Mario song I hate. I hate desert songs. There we go. But trying to fit it in that small form factor thing is trying, for sure. My biggest thing is I want to trade my 4070 Ti for the 9070 XT just to get away from NVIDIA. I'm butthurt because of the BS they've been doing. Daniel, don't do that. You can be butthurt. That's fine. But the 4070 Ti came out last year. This is kind of the situation where people were like burning Nike socks because they didn't, they wanted to boycott Nike. Just don't give NVIDIA any more money. Like having it in your machine isn't gonna help them by any metrics. So I'd say just keep it. Don't worry. Don't spend money on swapping out. Like the performance is so negligible at that point. And you can be outspoken about NVIDIA for sure, but don't. I mean, you're just selling your card to someone else and making them an NVIDIA fan. You know what I mean? Like, and you're helping out their competitor. I'd say just use your 4070 Ti for as long as you can, and just don't. If you don't believe in what NVIDIA does, don't give them any more money. That's the only thing that fuels them. So, just don't do it. But to each his own, I suppose. Just don't burn your socks, okay, man? Get the ASRock Desk Mini X300. It comes with the case, motherboard, and power adapter. Those things are pretty cool. I've seen them a lot. I got the 4070 Ti 6 months before the announcement of the Super, so I got screwed on VRAM. Yeah, that's... Don't feel too bad about it. Don't feel too bad. You didn't get screwed on VRAM. You got to enjoy it for 6+ months before anyone else. You got to enjoy it. You played the heck out of that card. Whatever amount of VRAM or money you're missing, it's not really that big a deal in the long run. You know what I mean? So don't worry about it too much. I miss PhysX. Mirror's Edge runs like shit if I enable it. The original Mirror's Edge? That's a great game. Let me move this over a little bit. I put another build in the stream submissions. All right, I'll check it out. By the way, we have a Discord, guys. If you're new here, which I don't think any of y'all are, but the Discord is a super secret Discord that we only talk about in the streams. You probably won't hear about it in a video. If you'd like to join, it's a very small, close-knit community. I'll post the link in the chat now. Feel free to join. Hold on, I need to figure out how to pull this up. This is evil music. Browser. Wait, no, that's not right. How do I do this? Discord. Boom. Hayden says, I was upgrading and testing a computer in the hallway today, ran out of space. Hayden offered to fit a 2060 Super for her for 150 quid. She said she's spoken to somebody who's told her it's not a great deal. Is that to me? Is this the person you're talking about? Because I'm pretty sure I just said it's not a good deal. But I mean, 150 plus, if you're installing it for them, that's a nice little extra $10 or something. Hey, and if you don't have room, I mean, you're building on your bed, you're in the hallway. This is worrisome, man. This is psycho shit. What is this? What is that? Is that an RGB strip? No, it's got 3M tape on the back. It's like a cable hider or something. You're supposed to tape it to something. It's just hanging down here, touching the person's computer. Is that the person who was in here is asking about the 2060 Super? Did they come in here to to question me? Wait a minute, why is my text getting skipped? Are my texts lagging or something? No, they're not getting skipped. I don't pull up everything on screen, guys. It's too much. Especially if y'all are having conversations. I don't need to put myself into that. It's a weatherproof seal. Okay. Fair. I do know what that is. Building a computer at McDonald's. People probably have built computers in their car. Absolutely, dude. That would be a great movie, wouldn't it? Like somebody's like down on their luck and they're homeless and they have their car, and to like make back an empire, they start taking PC building jobs, and they don't have anywhere to build it, so they're like building at McDonald's or in their car or something, and they just to test it they have to go to their local McDonald's and like steal energy. And oh, Rose Petal says I am here. Okay, Rose. I would say if that was in US, I'd say it's a little bit overpriced. But if that's the price in the UK, and plus it came with an installation, it's not too bad. I think that's okay. And Hayden seems like someone on the up and up, so I'd say it's okay. For sure, Jason. People have done anything possible. It does feel that way, right? It's like, I wonder if anyone's ever done this. It's like, yes, they have. Like, unequivocally, they have. It absolutely has happened. Send a pic of the McDonald's build. Yeah, if y'all know of anyone who's built a computer at McDonald's, I'd love to see it. Drop it in the Discord. That is very funny. I just joined the Discord. Cool, man. So, Jason, how do you go about your cable management for the setup? Not really the PC. I've never been able to be like those people who have no cable showing. That's a good question. I think I don't like, if you've ever seen like r/battle stations, they will post a picture of like the most pristine setup. And it's like, this picture is not real life. It is Instagram art, right? It's like everything is perfectly, all the angles are just like right angle, like everything's so perfectly clean, not a single cable in sight. And that's because they've found the perfect angle to hide any cables that you can see. But if you look down an inch, you can see all of them, right? So don't get inspiration from all of that, because it's all fake, right? And so what I do is I try to be functional with my cable management. I try to be, hey, I want cables out of the way, because honestly, if you are tripping on them or they're getting pulled, especially when you have cats like me, it becomes an issue. So I do like to get them out of the way, but I generally don't tie them too tight. Like underneath my desk, I will have reusable clips that are like just stuck to the underside of the desk, and I will be able to pull things in and out of them willy-nilly. And so they're kind of just up there, but if you looked under the desk, you can see cables, right? But they're not strung about. They're not everywhere. So you just have to find a balance of like functional, but also not so, people like to make it so tight sometimes that if you move your PC an inch, it's going to become unplugged. Something's going to go flying, right? Don't be that person. Your desk is a function of you. It's a workplace. It's for you to hang out. Don't feel like you have to have it perfect. Make it a place that you feel comfortable in. And I would say just make sure the cables are not a hazard, and it doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? That's kind of my 2 cents on it. Rose says, do you think I should get a discount because I'm his girlfriend? Oh, that does change things. You should ask for a 100% discount. Hayden, stop being a cheap ass. Give it to her for free. Sell one of the computers on your bed and exchange it for the card for free. There you go. Just did you a favor. So yeah, 150 quid is kind of a bad deal then. Yeah, it should be 0. I get to play with the 2060 Super soon. It's so cute. Nice. You know, other than the 2070 I used recently, I have never used the 2000 series card. Like, I don't know. I just hated them so much when they came out. Because at MSRP, I'm like, why would I ever buy these? I just don't get it. And then the 3000 series came out, and, you know, COVID and all that. So I just never had a chance. It was just such a weird time for GPUs right between everything that happened and like the 10,000 series that were so good. Not 10,000, the 10 series that was so good. But I'd love to look at them more often, especially now it's used with good used prices. I think they could be pretty cool. I like the 2070. What the stream you're looking at is running on an RTX 2070. And it's going okay. By the way, guys, if you prefer watching on Twitch or YouTube, depending where you're watching, the stream's available on both of them. So you can go to youtube.com/@JasonWhitmerYT, or you can go to twitch.tv/JasonWhitmer, whatever you recommend. Not recommend, whatever you prefer. Oh, Renato, your thing's on screen. Let me have that. Renato says, hey, buddy, sorry I'm late. I was putting the baby to sleep. No problem, Renato. You do you, dude. How are you, man? Good to see you. How are the babies? A prenup for girlfriend gaming PC? It'd be very expensive. Could I get an AM5 ATX build recommendation? What do you mean? Like a pre-built? Or do you have like a budget? If you have a budget, we can work together to put one together for you in PC Part Picker. Just know it's gonna have an RTX 5070. Like, it's either that or a used card. You choose, because there's nothing else available. And truly, like, it is almost impossible to get anything else. And I don't know how long it's gonna last. People thought it was gonna be a week. People thought COVID was gonna be a week. So, and the GPU shortage lasted for 2 whole years. 2 years. I don't think it's gonna be that bad this time, but there's just a lot of demand. PC gaming is more popular than it's ever been. Custom around 800 and 900 USD. Oh man, that's gonna be tough. You need a used GPU, unfortunately. Yeah, you're gonna need a used GPU. Because like I said, the only card available is a 5070, and that's 550. Well, no, yeah, I guess we could do it with 900 with a 550. Yeah. Let's do that in a second. I'll pull up a PC part picker for you. We'll work together on it. Jason, would you ever recommend a big screen TV as a computer monitor? I am watching this on a 65-inch Hisense U7N, very crisp picture. I'm about 10 feet away. Yeah, you're about 10 feet away. Casey exclusively games on a TV. I have done it in the past. I personally, it's not, 65-inch. People use computers like consoles, right? And that's fine. No problem. You just got to zoom everything in. It's like a living room PC thing. No problem. I personally think, it just depends, man. Because like most TVs now are 4K, right? And so can your computer run at 4K, or are you going to run everything upscaled? So that's pretty tough. If you are okay with upscale, then yeah, no problem. If not, you need a very powerful computer, right, to run in 4K. And at that point, if you can buy a very expensive computer that can run in 4K, then you can buy it like a better TV. You know what I mean? Because the Hisense ones are pretty cheap. And they do have some gaming TVs out there. And that primarily just means they support like 120, 144 hertz. And they have G-Sync and stuff. But they're much more expensive. But if you're okay with 4K 60, or upscaling what you have up to 60, because I think is that Hisense 120? I think it's 60. Yeah, why not? No problem. I personally would only do it if I was in the living room. I don't know if I would want to do it in this office, because if I work on this computer as well, so I wouldn't want to be like typing on the couch on a screen in my living room 10 feet away. You know what I mean? I used to have, oh yeah, sorry Renato, you're right. Boom. Well, last time, Renato, you got mad when I put you on screen. You want the attention? I'm going to give it to you right here, buddy. Here. You can get this corner. Call that the Renato corner. I used to, if you watch, there's like an old video of mine where my desk, I actually ran a 42-inch OLED. And it was on my desk, and I sat about 4 feet away from it. It's a big desk. That's just kind of, not 4, maybe 3. 3 feet away from it. And that was like a little bit too big. But I would lean back, right? I'd be like, right? So that gave me an extra foot. I think it's okay. It just depends what you prefer. Couldn't handle the pressure. I wasn't mad. I just didn't want to be that popular. You're popular today, dude. Thanks for letting me know, man. U7N is 144 Hz. Nice. TVs are my #1 technology. So much research I've done. Okay, cool. Then yeah, why not? That could be pretty cool. I wish my living room TV was a better TV because it's just big. Like our living room to me, it's like a big TV, but that's it. Like it's just 60 hertz, 4K, whatever, not even OLED. And I feel like if it was a better TV, I would feel more compelled to play on it. But when I'm in the living room, I generally will play on my handheld. Great TV for the money. Nice. Steam Big Picture is great for couch gaming. Totally agree. Jason, the PC part picker give Mushroom 2 build options, a new option and a used option for the GPU. Yeah, sure, we can do that. That's a good idea. I hear the 2060 Super are pretty close to a 2070, so I'll be comparing. Okay, nice. Good deal, good deal. We playing some games again tonight. Well, Hayden, I did just out you to your girlfriend about being a cheap ass, so old hat trick Jason might have to come in and do a little ownage again. That was pretty fun, yeah. Maybe we'll do a little bit more Jackbox. There is like 100 games on Jackbox, so we can go through the whole list. That'd be fun, yeah. Jason, my Micro Center, the St. Louis, Missouri one, has hundreds of GPUs right now. They have 25 5080s of one model, another 25 or so of the other models, 25 plus 5070 Ti's. It doesn't look like a shortage there. But no new gen AMD cards. So if you're close to St. Louis, go there. They are priced bad, but they are there. Yes, that's the problem. Whenever I say they are in stock, I actually mean they are in stock at close to MSRP. Yes, you can get cards right now. You can buy them online even. MSRP is what I'm saying. They exist. And just like you said, nobody wants those apparently. Nobody wants the NVIDIA cards because NVIDIA bad, AMD good. And all the AMD cards are out of stock, and whenever they are in stock, they're 250 to 300 over MSRP. So you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. But it's good to know. So yeah, if y'all live near a Micro Center, check it out. You might have to go in store to pick one up, but it might be a little expensive. The U7N is a mini LED, and it's a crisp picture. Okay, very cool. That sounds good. TCL and Hisense are the best bang for the buck. I prefer mini LEDs over OLED due to screen burn, and OLEDs, in my opinion, inevitably fail. I like TCL or TLC or whatever. I don't mind it at all. I don't like Hisense of anything. I've lived in China for a few years, and I can tell you that I believe Hisense is not a great brand personally. That doesn't mean everything they make is garbage, right? You know what I mean? Like, it's not, I've just seen, even in China, people don't see Hisense as like a good brand. You know what I mean? It's kind of the budget brand even in China, which doesn't mean it's bad. It doesn't mean everything they make is bad. They might make some good stuff, but anytime I talk to people who like sell TVs or they, live that TV life, it's basically like, yeah, Hisense if you can't afford anything else. It's not the end of the world, but, So at TCL I do like, but I've personally didn't like Hisense stuff, and that includes like air conditioning, refrigerators, stuff like that they don't sell in America. That's I'm not a big fan. But if it's working for you, that's awesome. I use a lot of stuff that people think is sucky, and I love it. So yeah, Rose, I got you. Funny how much people spend on their PC, then buy the largest, crappiest TV. That's me, dude. That's so me. That's one thing I see that people, they let's say normies say they can't tell the difference between an OLED and normal TV. And then like I've seen it in the store. Like we'll be at Costco and I'll say this is an OLED, this is not, and they're like, I can't tell the difference. I'm like, yes, you can. Pay attention. You can, dude. Like you can say I don't care, and that's a valid thing to say. That is valid. But if you look at an OLED and you look at an LCD and you say I can't tell the difference, I don't believe you. Like there's an amazing difference, especially when they're next to each other. I can't say for mini LED because I've never gotten a good look at it compared to the other two. But yeah, I just stumbled across your channel's live stream for the first time. Cool. Good to see you, JNC. I'm building a 12 PC dedicated LAN room. That's awesome. I need 12 PCs that won't break the bank, around $300 each. I want to be able to upgrade later. What do you recommend? Welcome, JNC. Are you in the US? I don't think that's possible. I don't think that's possible. So here's the thing. $300 is pretty low, right? It's a pretty low budget PC. That is possible. But the entire I want to be able to upgrade later, that's the part that's not possible. Because if you go so cheap, you have to go with outdated stuff, right? And the only thing you could do, maybe, and I truly do mean maybe, because of tariffs and stock and all that, is get an AM4 motherboard. And then you are going to be stuck in AM4 CPUs and DDR4 RAM, which is fine. But they are on their way out. AM5 has been out for almost 3 years now. And so for $300, you'd have to buy that. You'd have to get a really, really good deal on an AM4 motherboard, some cheap RAM, and a CPU. And then, yes, you would be able to upgrade it later, but it would be to another AM4 CPU, right? So for $300, that's tough. It's doable. Don't get me wrong, but it's going to be like 1080p machines that run at 60 FPS. It's unlikely that you can do it right now. I'll just be honest. If you're okay with getting older stuff, and by upgrading you mean you're okay with upgrading the CPU, RAM, and motherboard all at once, then yeah, you can totally do that. Because I don't foresee a world in which you could do it any other way, unless you got really lucky. Like if it was one computer, I would say yeah, maybe you get a one-off computer, some good deals here or there. But 12, you're not going to get 12 good deals. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be very, very tough. So I would say what you can do, try your best to go AM4. And AM4 is going to be the last gen AMD CPUs. And it's going to run on DDR4 memory. All that stuff is pretty cheap now, luckily. It's got to be used or from AliExpress or something. But if you're in the US, there's tariffs. So it's going to be tough. Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough. So $400. Yeah. Yeah. $400 is a little bit better. Yeah. $400, you're still going to be playing 1080p, but you can get some AM4 motherboards, some AM4 CPUs, and some DDR4 RAM if you could bypass AliExpress's CP or tariff requirements. I don't know if you're in the US, but it's going to be tough. I would say at that cheap, it's hard to do. Those PCs are so reliant on like deal finding and one-off sales, unfortunately, because the prices on that cheap stuff changes so much. That's why you don't really recommend that to like, this is for your house, so it's okay. But I'm just saying for like an actual business, like a LAN center, you generally wouldn't do something like that because it's just not, it's not viable. It's hard to find 12 of the same product at that cheap. You know what I mean? It's hard to find 12 cheap AM4 motherboards. It's fine, and especially if they're identical. So you have a tough road ahead of you. I'll be honest. You've chosen the worst time to do this, unfortunately, especially if you're in the US. But it can be done. So don't get discouraged. I would say if you've never built a PC before, build one, get used to it, and be okay with knowing that all 12 PCs might not be the same. But it's doable. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It sounds like a cool project. 12 PCs have a little Man, are you gonna fit 12 into one room? That's very cool. That's gonna be like a little land party room. So three, yeah, man, you can for like $5,000, you can get 12 people gaming in one room. That's nuts. I mean, monitors, keyboards, mouse, all that stuff. Add another 1,000, maybe 2,000. But that's amazing. That'd be a good video. How many PCs? No, let me think. How much can you build? How cheaply can you build a LAN center? Like get like 10 computers of varying ability and like the cheapest Facebook Marketplace monitors and like build a LAN party in your house and like invite people to play on it. And see like how cheap can you go, not trying to say like, okay, this is how you do it. It's like, no, just watch me do it. Right, because it's not going to be replicable. It's going to be like preying on people's good tidings and kindness and stuff, because they're going to give you some good stuff. But that'd be cool. Sounds like a cool project, JNC, dude. You should record it, make a video of it. Sounds cool. Or join the Discord and keep us updated. Here, I'll drop another link to the Discord for anyone who didn't get it earlier. Here. Casey makes a good point. Yeah, you could go with like a pre-built thing and then add stuff to it. But that's not as upgradable. Kind of, it kind of locks you into that, but it's a good option. All right, we'll keep you updated. Thanks, man. Yeah, that's fantastic. Very cool project. Very cool. Got to eat the trash together. It's trash day tomorrow. I'll be back. No problem, man. This TV, for what it's worth, has been flawless. Better to be lucky than good. Nice. Yeah, the Hisense TV. I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it. Man, every time I want to lean back, I get so low in the frame. Maybe if I just... There. What do we think about this? Is this an acceptable position to be on frame? This actually hurts my back. Maybe I just sit here for a few hours like this and don't say a word. Okay, let me lower it. Ugh. That gave me a cramp in my leg. Here we go. Blacks and OLED are the bomb. Yes, absolutely. And I don't feel like people can notice it. They can. I don't know why people pretend they cannot. They're lying. I've been using the same Vizio for like 5 years and I love it. It's not OLED, but it's good enough for me. Yeah, good enough then. Renato's been trying to find an ARC B580 for 4 months. I know, man. I'm so sorry. It stinks. It is not fun. I will say, lately I have seen the B580 for sale for $300 US, which is as good as it's going to get for a while, I think. And the fact that it didn't sell out instantly and was in stock for a few hours was pretty nice to see, but I don't know if it'll ever be MSRP again. Would 280 for a gigabyte RTX 3060 gaming OC be a decent deal? I don't think so. No. You can get RTX 3060s for like $200. Yeah. I would say 200, 210, 250 at the max. 215, I mean. 280 is very expensive, yeah. If you're in the US. Very expensive. The MSI B550M is like $108 alone. For $300, you'd be buying like 3 to 4 motherboards. Yeah, exactly. That's why it's tough. It's like almost impossible, I feel like. You could do like one, right? If you got really good. But it's just tough. What do I think of the Switch 2? Honestly, I think it's gonna be cool. The Switch 1 was a bit not overwhelming, underwhelming. It was outdated tech when it came out. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. And the Switch 2, all the problems I had with the Switch 1, it seems like the Switch 2 fixed a lot of them. I think it's going to be compelling. And to be honest, my wife is the one who uses the Switch 2, or uses the Switch 1, and she's going to be playing it the most. But I like the changes they're making to it. I like that they're adding DLSS. They're doing all these nice quality of life changes. I think it's going to be pretty cool, and I think it's going to be a nice successor to the Switch 1. I don't think it's not going to change, anything. It's not super innovative like Switch 1 was. It's just a better Switch, and I'm okay with that for now. You know what I mean? Not every product has to blow you out of the water and be super innovative. Nintendo is famous for that, of course, but I think they've done enough changes that it's okay, and I'm excited for it. I think a lot of people are excited for it. We got a pre-order in, so yeah, I'm definitely going to be making at least one video on it, maybe a few. The council will allow it. That's how cool people drive their car. Dude, I've seen people legit. I've been in the car with them. This was a long time ago. I got into, I forgot who it was though. And I was in the back seat, and literally his chair was all the way back and all the way back here. Literally, he was like having to sit up because the chair was not supporting his back anymore. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, this is crazy. You're not even using a chair at this point. Gamer stance stream. Jason, were you doing engineering in China? No, I was not an engineer. I was originally, they have very strict work rules about what you can do there. Basically, you can't do any job that a Chinese person could do, and they're very specific about that. So if you wanted to be an engineer there, you would have to be like a creative engineer, which would be like basically means you're not Chinese, right? And so it's like that's how they kind of skirt around the rules. I'm not that high up or anything, and so we'll just say I was teaching English there. That's what we'll say. Yeah. So I lived a few years there, and I was teaching English for the majority of the time. And that was from 2015 to 2018 is when I was there. Yeah. So it's been a little bit. But my Mandarin's not great, but I can get by. I could live my life there if I needed to, day to day. Might not be able to like go somewhere to get some paperwork done and ask detailed stuff about medical or well. And then if you want to have a better experience, they will sell re-upped versions of it. Switch 2 is a horrible name. It should have been called the new Nintendo Switch UXL. Remember to do the PC Park Livers for Sleep Mushroom. Yeah, it's on my list. I'm gonna get to it in a second. For 900, we can certainly do that. Jason, based upon what you know about the Chinese economy currently being under some duress, do you believe Trump's tariffs have any veracity, aka sound economic strategy to squeeze China to relent? So here's the thing. America has been living a very cushy life for a very long time. We have not seen much strife as a country and as an economy. You could say the 2008 recession was bad, but other countries have famine. So it's like, yeah, we've had some hardships, but comparatively to human history and even in modern history, it's nothing, right? That's not how it is in China. Chinese people are really good at suffering, and they're able to handle it. They are equipped that they believe like suffering is good for you. They believe to get the if you feel pain on like your back, you should slap it. Right? And so that's the kind of thing where they know of suffering. They've suffered for a long time for a lot of different reasons in the past 100 years, especially the 200 years. And so I think if this is like a waiting out game on like who can wait out the other, they can wait a lot longer than us. Unfortunately, you know what I mean? They have a lot more partners they can work it out with, and while they would feel some hurt, at the end of the day, we are the ones who are going to hurt from that the most, and we can't wait as long as they could. So they're able to wait out longer, in my opinion, just from knowing the people here and there. They don't mind suffering, and if it gets them what they need, especially their government doesn't mind allowing them to suffer. Like, they don't care. So people here, we can protest and stuff if we don't like something. There, you really can't. So it's basically, does the government feel like the people can wait this out? And I think Chinese government can be very stubborn in a lot of ways, and they probably will wait it out. And so we'll see. I think they will wait it out much, much longer than we're able to, because we don't know of suffering. You know what I mean? So we'll see. It's just it's going to be interesting. Hopefully we can all come to a resolution that is good for everyone and avoids further hurting on both sides. You know what I mean? Because that would be unfortunate. Yeah, 12 Optiplexes and 12 GTX 660s. I didn't want to recommend that because it's absolutely doable, and you could do it in $300. But he said upgradable, so I didn't want to throw that out there. Although it could be possible, yeah. Be good for a video. 12 P520s and 12 5700 XTs. Yeah, dude, that'd be less. That's $300 right there for sure. You can do that. It's doable, is what I'm saying. Like, that right there, what you just said, is doable, because you can get 5700 XTs on sale, but they're all going to be different, obviously, and it's going to be interesting. That could be pretty cool. Maybe I'll do that. What is your preferred handheld gaming device? So I personally, I've used a lot of them for different reviews. And, I've used the Switch, I've used Steam Deck, Legion Go, ROG Ally X. I really, really love the innovation of the Legion Go. I think the Legion Go was the only one to innovate for a lot of things and had the most open platform and no lockdown stuff. But it has its downsides too. It's huge and heavy, and it's pretty ugly. So I would say to anyone who wants to buy one, if you just want a console-like experience, the Steam Deck OLED is the way to go. And if you want something a little bit more, probably right now it's the ROG Ally X. But we're kind of on this precipice, whatever it's called. We are on the edge of a cliff where basically the only way handhelds can improve is if the new AMD CPUs, the APUs, come out. Because right now everyone's using the same chip, or relatively the same chip, and the performance is going to be the same no matter what. So we need those new chips to go to the handhelds, and then that'll make them better. Because right now you can only get them in laptops. So once that happens, then we're going to see a new generation of handhelds. So up until then, everything's pretty much the same, unfortunately. It's just the way it is. The only problem with PCs and TVs is if your GPU doesn't have HDMI 2.1, that's true, then you won't get the 144 hertz. You can try the DisplayPort to HDMI adapter, but then you go from 10-bit to 8-bit and it looks bad. Yeah, that's true. That would be unfortunate if you're working on an older TV or one that doesn't have a fancy port. But then, will you get audio if you use a DisplayPort to HDMI adapter? Will that still be able to bring audio through it? Well explained, Jason. Thank you. Plus a 6x's trade deficit. We need them more than they need us. Pretty much, yeah. Yeah. That's how it's gonna go, unfortunately. And we don't have the tenacity to wait it out. And the administration doesn't have the tenacity to wait it out. They go back and forth every day. So yeah, we'll see. I think we have to make a deal. I think we played our hand a little too fast and loose. Maybe should have looked that up, because now they are China's going around making allies with everyone who we thought was allies with us, and yeah, that worked out great. We've lost good relations with Canada, and it seems like the only good strong ally we have left is Japan. But if China can make allies with them, that would be incredibly unfortunate. Hopefully we can win some friends back, but I think we've burned a little bit too many bridges. Yes, you still get audio, but then HDR also causes issues. Okay, interesting. Okay, let me... Oh no, it went to a new video game, Bangers. That means it's gonna kill my channel. Law of unintended consequences, yep. That's how it works. All right, let me pull up PC Part Picker. So, how did I clear this? Start new. Sleepy Mushroom wanted us to do a $800 to $900 build, and Sam suggested we do one with used, and it's black. Do one with used and new components, or GPU, that is. Let me pull this up a little bit. Man, here, I'm gonna move this over here. I'm gonna move my face up here. We don't need to see the PC Part Picker logo. Okay. So we want a $800 to $900 computer, AM5, and that's gonna be interesting. Hey, where did my chat go? There we go. Eating my chicken wings and have clean hands again so I can type. What, you just eating chicken wings with your hands? You don't use a fork and knifey to cut through the bone, have a bit of beans on toast. Add a 2060 Super for 150 quid to that Part Picker list. No, I'm not. I'm a no RGB kind of guy. Okay, cool. Good to know. Good to know. Good to know. Okay, so a CPU, look, these are all going to be changed. I'm going to go as cheap as possible just to get something on the board, and then I'm going to add stuff later, okay? So don't feel like we're locked in. The 7600X is around $206. Yeah, but the 7500F is even cheaper. They don't have prices anymore? Where's the prices? No prices? Am I going crazy? Aren't there usually prices on here? No prices available for the 7500F. So I guess because the 7500F is from AliExpress, they don't have prices. How much does 7500F even cost now? $7,500F. Oh man. And also, this might change because you're in Jamaica, Sleepy Mushroom. But oh my gosh. Well, that's a scam. Oh, this one's still cheap. Is this real? I didn't arrive. Yeah, this is a scam. This one has a lot sold. 21 sold, no. Heads up, keep away from AliExpenses. If he uses it, there's going to be a very high price for shipping. Yeah. Look at that, dude. Can y'all see that? $192 for a 7500F. That's nuts. I mean, now these are using US tariff prices, but that's crazy. Okay, so I guess we can't go that cheap. So the cheapest I would go then is something like a 9600X, because it looks like a 9600X is about $208. That's not bad. So let's start with that. Man, that's like a huge part of our budget already, man. Keep it around Java, Amazon, and Newegg. Well, it's on PC Part Picker, so we'll see. Not for the 7500F because of AliExpress. Yeah. Okay, so we got the 9600X, which does not come with a cooler, if I remember correctly. That looks pretty thin. So let's choose a cooler. A cooler, I mean, it's a 9600X. We don't need anything crazy, right? What's the cheapest? Okay, I'm not going to go these cheap. That's a little bit too cheap. I'm not going to go 903. Okay, is the Assassin XSE a 120 fan? I don't think so. It looks pretty small. Yeah. Let's go something a little bit bigger. The Hyper 212 Spectrum V3? Nah. Thermalright Assassin X120 refined. I think that's fine. He said no RGB. Perfect. We don't buy it. We want to add. Here we go. Where'd it go? Right there. Okay. We're good. We're already at $225. Okay, motherboard. So we want AM5. And we want cheap. Oh, wow. ID cooling has some cheap cores, $14. Yeah, but we're not going to... You can buy that. I'm not going to go back and change it to save $3. You know what I mean? We can do that later. I just want to get something on the board for now. So this is an ITX, right? Oh, this is a pretty good deal. The B650M PG Lightning Wi-Fi. That looks like a good board. What's wrong with that? Yeah. I mean, without looking at any kind of reviews or anything. Wi-Fi 6E, 2 PCI slots, 4 M.2. The board is not throttle back. Can run a bit warmer. Okay. That's fine. 120. Unless these are like... I think the Pro one might be worth the extra $10. Yeah, look at that cooling wave. That's worth the extra $10. Let's go with the AceRock B650M Pro RS. Yeah, that sounds good. I've used the Pro RS line. PC Part Picker doesn't pull from AliExpress. Yeah, for sure. He said to avoid it because they don't... I guess shipping to Jamaica from AliExpress is expensive. Choose memory. I am of the opinion that if you are building a computer and it's AM5, so you're in DDR5, you should be running 32 gig. Like, if you can afford to go AM5, you can afford 32 gigs of RAM. I feel like that's the new standard for AM5. But that's just me. But that's what I believe. So that's what we're going to do for you today. We'll do 2x16. Hey, look at this one. No RGB. Oh, but no heatsink either. We can do a little bit better. It's not worth a couple bucks. Here, G-Skill Ripjaws. That is a classic. The Ripjaws are like famous. for something's vibrating. The rip jaws are famous for just being simple. They've always worked. AM4, no problem. So let's go with that. And we can always change it. You know, we're just gonna. Well, what's on the board? Storage. You probably have storage, but I will say, can you do by size? PCIe 4.0 is fine. Oh, capacity. 8 gig. No, I want to do 1,000. So we'll do 900 to 1,500. Yeah, 32 gig is the new 16 gig. With 16 gig and playing Black Ops 6, I can't do anything in the background. That's crazy. CL40 is kind of it's not the big. Don't, dude. People, don't worry. If it's the same price, get a better cast latency. But if it's not the same price, don't worry too much about it. I'm telling you, people are so worried about it. You are not an overclocker. This is not the type of build to worry about that kind of thing. If it's the same price, for sure, get something better, but don't worry too much about it. Okay, so for storage, it's the same deal. You can just get something. Oh my god, this is the biggest jump. So it's either the P3 Plus or the NV3, and I don't really like the NV Kingston series, so we'll go with the P3 Plus. $54, that's not bad. Oh, make sure it's 6,000. That's true. These are not 6,000. Okay, that is something I would care about. So let me go back to that. The cast latency, I'm like, whatever, but I do believe 6,000. Like, if you're going to build a computer, an AM5, make it 6,000. Let's do 6,000. Boom. What's the cheapest 6,000? Oh my god, they're so expensive. Is this right? Oh, no, it's not. Okay, these are like a couple of bucks higher. Cast latency 38. Okay, here you go. Here's 36. That has RGB on it, bruh. Okay, this is Patriot Viper. If you don't want the RGB, you can turn it off, but it has a cast latency of 36 for only $5 more compared to 38. Yeah, and these team group ones all look ugly. Or the rip jaws are 82. And that's just black. But why not have the option? What about silicon power? Yeah, they're a little bit more expensive for a couple bucks. 30, 36, 36, 38. I think these would all be just fine. These are all 6,000. So I am going to choose the G-Skill Ripjaws because I like them. And this one is 6,000 speed and has 36 cast latency. So I think we're good there. I've been slowly swapping out my 16 gig kits for 32 gig recently after arguing 16 is enough for ages. I still think 16 is enough for budget DDR4 builds. I believe that. But I think if you are going over a certain price, or if you're going DDR5, you should get 32 gigs. I think it's time. Get the Clev Crass M2. It's Gen 4 and only $2 more than what you choose. But what is Clev? I have never heard of Clev. Oh, crap. Boom, boom, boom. Clev? Oh, the Clev Crass? I have never heard of this. Is Clev a good brand? It's a new company. Oh, people seem to be okay with this. Okay, sure, why not? Not a lot of reviews are up for it yet. I'll throw it on. Why not? It's a little cheaper than the P3 Plus. and it's a PCIe 4 instead of 3. Okay. Case. Short for Clevies? That doesn't help. What is that? What is Clevis? I also don't know what that is. Is that like okay Levi's? All right, let's skip the video card for now. And let's do case. We can do micro ATX. So I'm inclined to want to do that. Because our motherboard is micro. So let's do this, this, and this. Joking? Okay, I thought it was for real. I'm like, I don't know what that means. All right. Okay, no, Cypress is good for a case. Okay. That's the case I'm using. Uh-oh. Oh, they don't have that in a micro form. That's why. That's okay. We can just have some extra space. No image. No price alert. How much does this cost? Let's check. Okay, no Cypress. Oh, there is a micro ATX version. Okay, nice. Wow, only $62. That's pretty good for what you're getting here. That's really good. Okay, so I'll put it up for 62 then. Yeah, 61 to 65. AP201 for the case. That's a good one. The Asus one. Okay, 62. I'll just put 62 then. We'll say 62. Okay. And this is not an ATX mid-tower case. Zolman T6 Mini? What is that, dude? I don't like Zolman. I don't like their cringy advertising on Build a PC sales. Oh, hell yeah, dude. You want this? My god, this looks so cheap. It's called Mini for a reason. Please check the size. My gosh, it is really very small. I suppose if you need a tiny little case and it's not... I mean, I wouldn't put a gaming PC in this, though. Okay, so what we've got so far, we've got $556. That's a little high. So let's put in the only card I've seen that is actually available at MSRP, and it's the 5070. And look, it's not even coming up. But I have seen it. I saw it a few days ago. Where is the Founders Edition? Okay, I know this is available sometimes. That's why I'm doing this. And so we'll say if you're buying new, this is the only card you can get. I'm sorry. Like, it's just how it is. Like, you're not getting anything else. You have to get a 5070 because it's the only card available at MSRP. Hey, look, we're already over budget. I don't think this is happening. Okay, we'll truck on though. We'll truck on and we can change it. Let's do a power supply, and then we'll go back. I just want to get something on the board. That's the most Zolman case I've ever seen. That's so true. Very Zolman style. Let me move the chat box. It's hard to see stuff. XPG is a good PSU. Okay. I'll look at it. If Jason recommends a Thermaltake Smart PSU, he's suggesting a bomb. Hey, I have no problem with that. I think that would be amazing for this build. It would help us save some monies. 18.5 liters is the size of that case. Okay. XPG from ADATA? Is this a good PSU? I know nothing about it. $80? Okay. That's kind of pricey, but... Is this the one you're talking about, Sleeve Mushroom? You want this one? Or this one? The Kyber. You want the Kyber? I don't even know what Kyber is. Oh, they have multiple Kybers and core reactor. I do not want to cheap out on the PSU. Okay, no problem then. We'll add the core reactor too. The core reactor is their best. There it is. Okay. And I'm assuming you're going to pirate Windows, and we'll leave it at that. So right now it is $1,200, $300 over your budget. So that's not good. I don't think you can do this with the 5070, unfortunately. Hell yeah. Happy Cinco de Mayo, Jason, and all of the Whitmers. Thank you, Dylan. Appreciate it. How's it going, man? Hell yeah. So yeah, this is not happening for you, brother. I'm sorry to say. But if I put in another card that I did see, a 7600 XT, I feel like we can do better than that, though. I did see a B580 for sale for $300 the other day. And it was this one. So let's see what that comes out to. And I still think it's going to be too much. Wait, yeah, it was this one. Okay, add that, and then we'll custom the price. Oh, it says 280. That's not right. It's 300. So if I brought it down and I put in a B580 at 50 over MSRP, which is realistically what you're going to get it at, we get 936. Pretty good, but it sucks that for a nearly $1,000 computer that you have to use a B580. You know what I mean? It's like not a bad card, but it's just that the CPU and motherboard are so expensive. Like CPU, RAM, and motherboard, $400 of your board. Those three pieces are just over $400. Crazy. It's just that if I'm spending almost 900 USD, I'm buying new. Then you are going to have a worse computer, unfortunately. That's just the way it is. But I will say, with these decisions up top, like the CPU, the motherboard, and the RAM, you're setting yourself up for greatness. You're setting yourself up for a big win. What about the 7600? I don't think that's any better. Let's check. AM5. I think it's only like $5 cheaper. Yeah, the 7600 is only like $10 cheaper, and I don't think that's worth it, actually. I think this is unfortunately because AM5 stuff's expensive. It's just the way it is. But yeah, I mean, you're spending half your budget on the CPU, the motherboard, the cooler, and the RAM. So you're setting yourself up for greatness. And you can do some pretty cool stuff with this. But I don't see a world in which you get a good deal on a card new and it fits into this budget. It looks like used is the only option, which is bad. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. That's what I'm trying to say, unfortunately. Sorry for being late, bro. I had another earlier physio session. Dude, no problem, Nathan. How are you? Hope physio went well. I even typed in the 7600, and even the cheapest one they can find is $275, and that's not great. This card is worse than the 580. You know what I mean? Like, I think you'll either have to increase your budget. If you have to buy new, I don't recommend buying something like this. This is like an underpowered card compared to the rest of your computer. You're either going to have to buy used, or I recommend paying a little bit more for a B580. But even then, like, your computer will be just not as powerful. Like, it just won't be. What about the LGA 1700 with the i3-12100F? That's a great idea, Casey. But he said he wanted AM5. So that's what we're doing. That's what makes this tough. Might have to save more. Yeah, if you want it brand new, I think that's the way it's got to be. And so, like I was saying, like let's say this was today, I would find a 5070 at MSRP because it's the only one that's going to be at MSRP. Or, did the 5060 come out? Is that a good card? I think everyone hates that card too, right? I haven't seen it. But those are cheaper, right? The 5060 is like what, $300? Did that come out yet? Release date May 19th. Okay, so it has not come out yet. RTX 5060. We'll see versus, we'll say 4060 because I don't know. I don't want to use GPU user benchmarks. Nano review. Where's the 4060 on this then? Is it underneath? Oh, they haven't. They only tested the 5060? So what's the point of this? The TI variant is out for the 50 series. Oh, the 5060 Ti. Do people like that one? Don't get the 5060, man. It's bad. They're all bad. It's hard. Oh my God. This cost is... Oh my God. We're not going to look at that. That's insane. It's bad due to performance drop in the VRAM. It's a known issue. I'm not too bad, bro. Physio well, but I'm a tad sore. For sure, dude. Glad you're here. I just have the eBay stick back out as I'm not able to test again until a few days. Oh, it looks like the eBay stick is ground down on the gold tabs on either end of the stick by a bit. We can see the score marks. The eBay stick. Oh, you're about the RAM. Gotcha. I just got a second stick of Micron 16 gig from eBay. Original stick in slot 3, second stick in slot 1, 3 beep, no post. I see. Yeah, Mark, I would recommend... Is that looking at the manual? I wonder if... I don't think you can have 3 sticks. Is it? Hold on. I just got a second stick of Micron. Okay, so you're going from 1 to 2. You might have to swap where they're going into, or it might be a different one. Ground down on the gold tabs on either end of the stick by a bit, but can see the score marks. Yeah. I'm not too sure, actually. The 5060 Ti's did come out. So what can we do then? We're screwed. There is no card for you, Sleepy. It's unfortunate. It's good to be here for the stream. I will be turning 51 on Thursday, so it's great to celebrate my birthday early with you in the amazing chat. Dude, can we get some W's in the chat for Nathan? Happy birthday, Nathan, man, on Thursday. Dub. Congrats, man. Thanks for coming. That's a good birthday. Does he have the right RAM for the P520 server RAM? Yeah, that's what I'm confused. He might. He said it's the 2RX82666. Is that registered ECC RAM? Mark, I don't know if that is. If it is, then maybe. It might not be the right stick. It might look the same, but if it's not ECC reg, it might not work. Okay, Sleepy Mushroom. I don't think this is gonna happen for you. This is the only build I would recommend. So $1,200. But let's say you want, like, let's go what Casey said. Maybe you bring it down, and we still get DDR5 because why not? And this is gonna be a budget one because you can use $83. Oh, that's the same. Cool. Okay, so we'll go 14100F. This is, you're primarily gaming, right? Does that come with a cooler? I think this does, bro. Saving money right there. Look at us. Choosing a motherboard. We need... let me see. LGA 1700. This might be actually cheaper, but we want DDR5. So let's go that. That's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I think in the long run it'll help us a lot. And I sculpt too. Okay, so you're probably going to want NVIDIA. What is this sleepy music? The B760M HDV, H610i, nah. Oh my god, these are so expensive. What is going on? Why are these so expensive? 100. Oh, it's because it's DDR5. Yeah, I just need a lot of VRAM. Oh, this looks very cheap. It's an HDV model, so that makes sense. It's got M2 slots. Oh, it's on the PS5 platform, so that's pretty good. Intel. Will this even work with 14th gen out of the box? Even AM4 is expensive? Yeah. Oh, man. I don't want to have to make you get DDR4. Get out of here. That's the cheapest one. And it wasn't even that great. I don't want to get you an H610. That sucks. The next cheapest one's $140. It's more expensive than the AM5. This is nuts. Okay, I mean, I'll add this for now, but it doesn't seem great. I'll leave the DDR5 RAM. Would a 3060 12 gig be an option with a reduced budget? Yeah, of course. That's a good card, but it would be used. You don't want to have to buy a new 3060. Okay, so with that change of changing it to a 14100F and kind of a cheapo motherboard, but still kind of expensive, sticking with DDR5 RAM, so you're still on DDR5, so that's going to help a lot, actually. I'm always surprised by how much it changes. Keeping the 550 RTX 5070, it's about $1,000. So it's a little, almost closer, a little closer. Get the H610i and build an SFF PC if he's into that thing. I just wouldn't recommend the H610 at $1,000 though. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that's a bit too janky for me. So this would get you a little closer. It's $1,000, but the i3 14100F is a quad core CPU, so it's gonna be a little weaker than the 9600X, but it's half the price. Okay, let's look at used cards first. So I'm just gonna go off like in my head a cheap card. So what would be a good used card? The most powerful card we can think of for like $300. I think a 6700 XTs are like 250, 260. What is 300? A 6800? Are those $300 now? A 5700 XT? Yeah, a 5700 XT would work. It's a little bit cheaper though. Yeah, 3070, a 6800, a 3080. I don't know if you can get a 3080 for 300. They're about 400 here. I think Casey's more onto it. A 6800 or a 3070. On Jawa, they have been. 6700 XT used. The 6800 is from 300 to 350. I see. The 3060 12 gigs about 200. Check on Jawa. These are not 6800s. This guy's selling it for 400. Let's look at used. Or not used, sold. What am I thinking of? Sort by recently added. 6,800. Okay, so they're selling 6,800s for 330, and then plus shipping, which is like $15. Oh, this one's only 320. Newegg had a listing for the 6,900 for 400. Interesting. They get snagged immediately. The 7700 XT. That's crazy that it gets snagged immediately, dude. It's a last gen card. It shouldn't be happening. So I guess best case scenario, we can put in a 6,800 for 320. It's looking bleak. Yeah, here's the thing. That's the annoying part. It is looking bleak because there's old stuff which you can buy used and cheap, and then there's new stuff which is all expensive. Especially if you're on AM5 or DDR5 at all, which is just expensive. Yeah. We can put a 6,800. Yeah, a 3060 would be okay, but it would be $200, so it'd be a little bit cheaper, and that's okay. But that's like 5 years old at this point. You know what I mean? I like the 3060 though, but it's $1,000 computer. Like, here, let's pretend this is used, and I will put it at $200, which is about what you're gonna pay for these days. Wow. Okay, that changed drastically. So you can get a DDR5 platform using its 14100F, which is a very entry level CPU, B760M, 32 gigs of DDR5 RAM, a terabyte of this, an RTX 3060, which has 12 gigs of VRAM, but it is a few years old at this point, and it's used. The case you wanted, and a nice power supply for future upgrades, and it'll come out to $670. Pretty good. But if we change this to a used 6,800, so which we saw was at its best about 320. Wow, and they have 16 gigs of VRAM. Look at that. And we'll say 330 just to be safe. Brings it about to 800. Now that's pretty good. Earlier it's pretty bleak, but for this is like opening you up to future upgrades, even though LGA 1700 is dead. You can get better Intel stuff. This is going to have quick sync on it. The RX 6800 has 16 gigs of VRAM. That's what you wanted. So that's pretty good. Get a nice little case, a big card. This thing's pretty powerful. This, I think, is worth at 800. I think this is a good build. How can I build a PC with no money at all? See, that's the neat part, Adrian. You don't. Is the quad core hyper-threaded enough? Oomph. Yeah, that is also worrisome. Because yes, it is a quad core and it is hyper-threaded, but it's still an i3. You know what I mean? It's gonna be okay for 6800 in gaming and modeling or whatever he said he does. But if you want to go higher, you're gonna need a stronger card, a stronger CPU. I mean, but that would be the future, right? So if you want to get that would be your first upgrade, I'd say. If you bought this right here, my first upgrade would be a CPU upgrade, yeah, and then a GPU upgrade in the future because everything else is good. I see no problem. Anything else has to be changed. You have enough RAM, a good power supply, motherboard's fine. Like unless you're going like an i9, I think the motherboard will be fine. You'd have to buy a cooler too. It looks like it is pre-built time again. Going pre-built is going to be the only way to afford a good graphics card. I hope not, man. I really hope not. But it could be. And that's what I'm worried about. If AliExpress was an option, a 13400F would have been possible. Yeah, they have some good stuff on there. Let's see. How much is a 13400F now? It's only $30 more. That's not bad. I think no, it's $40 more actually. It might be a 130. So that's $40 more. I think that might be worth it. What about the 12600KF goes on sale quite often for like $100. This is a great CPU. If you see this on Newegg a lot for like $100 or Woot.com for like $100, this is all you need for gaming. This thing is sick. 10 core count, boost to 4.9. For 98% of GPUs out there, this is all you need. This is such a great CPU, and it's so cheap. So if you see that on sale, that could be good. And it works with the DDR5. I got lucky. I just got a 3070 for $220. Nice. Sold my 6800 for $340. And then a guy was selling a PC with a 5600, 32 gigs of RAM, 2 terabytes, 6650 XT, H510 case for $300. Wow. Very good price. Yeah, that's a great deal. The RX 6800 is the best price performance card on the used market. Yeah, I think it's really good for the price. Scour Facebook for free PCs. There are tons. In my area, I don't know about you guys, but my Facebook Marketplace is loaded with resellers. So if anyone posts something for free, a reseller is going to message them immediately and go buy it and then sell it. And that is very unfortunate. But basically, my whole market is all resellers, which is so frustrating. So you'd have to be on the ball. But yes, you could get a very old, cheap PC for free on Facebook, but it won't be a gaming PC. But it will be a PC. So if you have no money, you can do that for all of it, like a monitor, a cheap PC, a keyboard, a mouse. I'm sure you could get someone to give it to you. People are just tossing that stuff out sometimes. But again, it won't be gaming. Let me read. I don't think Facebook Marketplace is a thing here for PC building. Yeah, for sure. I mean, whatever your local, like what people sell stuff on market, like it's different for every country and region. It's just different. So I feel you. But yeah, so this might be your best bet, Sleepy Mushroom. So hopefully you can look back at this VOD when you're ready to buy and get some ideas from what we've been talking about in the chat. We'll be here too. So hopefully this is a good reference for you when you're ready to build, man. Walmart has this right now, a CyberPower PC with a 4060 for $1,000. That's not bad. DDR5. Not bad at all. Nothing cheap in my area marketplace. Yeah, dude, people always show themselves getting these insane deals. My area is all people reselling. Everything is expensive. It is crazy. There's no good deals on Facebook Marketplace for me. Sleepy Mush just says, yeah, thanks again to all of you. Yeah, dude, no problem. That's what we are here for. Let me see. What is a good pre-built website? I went with a used eBay MSI 1660 Ti with the used P520. I don't even game. That's okay. That's a nice build. The P520 is a great workstation computer. Like truly. I think it's great. There's like good room for expansion. There's PCIe lanes, so you can throw in all kinds of expansion stuffs in there. It's like you can get faster networking, more USB slots. Like you can just do whatever you want with it. If I didn't game, I would be using a P520. I think it's great. Let me check this. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. That, yep. Oh, you can always get this. Here we have the GMK Tech Evo X2 AI Mini PC. It has a Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 CPU, which is pretty good, and 128 gigs of DDR5 RAM, clocked at 8,000 megahertz. That's 16 gig by 8, by the way. It says 8 sticks in there. 2 terabytes of SSD storage. I guess 4 display outs, Wi-Fi 7, Thunderbolt, SD card reader. And if you are smart, you click this little button and you get $800 off the price. That's pretty good right there. Boom. And that will bring the price down considerably, $1,800. And this thing's small. Okay, this is going to fit on your desk. Do whatever you need with it. So maybe you up your budget and you just buy this. And you just own this. And this just be your computer. Jokes aside, this chip is pretty good for gaming. This is one of the chips I think they're gonna put in handhelds. Eventually. It's just so expensive is the problem. This is the one here.
What's going on, everybody? It's ETA Prime back here again. It's no secret that we're about to see some really powerful mini PCs hit the market very soon using the all-new AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395. And in this video, we're going to be taking a look at what kind of performance we can expect out of these upcoming mini PCs. I do have one in my possession. I can't tell you exactly which one it is, but I can assure you that within...
Dude, don't make a video saying I can't tell you what this PC is. That's annoying. Don't do that. I hate that. This chat is unreadable. I need to put a black box behind it. So this is the Ryzen AI Max 395. Of course, he's not going to say, "Oh, I can't say who made it." So this is an APU. There's no dedicated graphics card in this machine.
1440p Ultra preset. Afterburner up in the top left-hand corner, you can see we're right there preset.
So at 1440p, everything to Ultra. Okay, so this is basically maxing out 1440p, hovering
up in the top left-hand corner,
around 60
right
FPS.
around 128 watts.
Oh, he's got FSR on. Okay, but still.
Just show you 1440 Ultra preset. So this does take FSR to quality there. And I'll tell you, even at this kind of wattage on the Max Plus 395, we're still
crazy. Even with FSR on APU, he's getting 60 FPS at 1440p Ultra without a dedicated graphics card. Insane. 1440p high, no FSR.
Marvel Rival.
67 FPS on 1440p, no FSR. High settings, dude. This is on a little mini PC. Now imagine they can contain that in a handheld. That's insane to think about because that's what it can do. The problem is that it's just so expensive. It's like horrifically expensive. But this has it now. So you could buy this, and this thing is going to be a good little gaming PC actually. Like it can handle like RTX 4060 levels of gaming.
So we're at 1440. With no ray tracing versus the non-enhanced edition, it's kind of hard for me to tell the difference.
Looks good.
Top right-hand corner, we're over 100 FPS with it, and while I was playing this, I kind of got lost in it. It was just super smooth. It felt really good on this iGPU.
I wish he showed if he has FSR on down here. Like I'm having to go through. Like, why not just show it here? Why hide it? Like it's okay. Pretty crazy. Man, technology is insane. Well, love the blur. Yeah, dude, it's like, come on. You don't have to do this. This is so lame. And I understand what he's doing. Like he's just talking about the chip, but it has to be in a machine because it's a mobile chip, so it's not like he can build his own. Yeah, this is going to be very cool.
We can expect out of these.
It's playing Doom. Yeah, so look, this little mini PC right here. So I can't say for sure which one this is. It's probably the framework one, but it's going to look like this. It's very, very small. And he's got, this is from a month ago, so it's not the new Doom. But where'd it go?
Resolution scale.
1440p.
Next one we have here is Doom Eternal 1440p Ultra Nightmare. No resolution scale. I've got Afterburner
No
in the top
FSR.
left-hand corner and the
1440p
in the top
Ultra,
right-hand corner.
140
We're over
FPS.
100 FPS with it, and while it was playing
No
this, I kinda got
FSR.
lost in it. It was just super smooth. It felt really good on this iGPU.
Pretty crazy. Imagine this in a handheld. This is going to change the game. When this becomes affordable and they put it in a handheld, this is going to change the handheld game. Because this is what I believe. Like, people complain that the Steam Deck is not strong, which is true. It mostly plays games in 800p, but this is playing at 1440p. Now imagine the 1080p performance. Like, people can't say handhelds are stupid anymore. Like, this is so crazy. That's not a dedicated graphics card. I want to show you this PC. I can't tell you which one it is, but it's really cool. I think those chips are too big for handhelds. That mini PC is already massive compared to other mini PCs just because of the power and cooling required. Yeah. I understand. That's what I mean. Like, whenever we get to that point, like, these chips probably won't be, but in advancements in chip technology and all that, eventually it's going to be pretty cool. These won't be in there immediately. There was the other ones that is in laptops. I can't remember. It's like another Ryzen AI one that was not as good as this, obviously, not even close, but it was a step up from what we have in handhelds now. And that's what's going to be in the next generation. And it's still pretty good too. But this is insane. Like, if we could somehow find a way to put this in a handheld and it not be like so heavy, that's like, it's a game changer. It's going to be so sick. Wow, only $2,600. I need two basic 22, 23-inch monitors. What's best bang for buck now? Honestly, Mark, if you just want them basic and you said you're not a gamer, just go on Amazon and just whatever. Like, you don't need anything fancy. Whatever the cheapest one is. The 22 to 23-inch monitors are like all for office workers. So they're all just like a really nice, sharp quality. It's pretty standard display that they crank them out, and they're really cheap. So you can look at Scepter brand. It's very cheap on Amazon. It's like $60 sometimes for those. So yeah, you're not missing too much. Just go with whatever is the cheapest by a brand you've even heard of once, and you should be good, man. The 790M, yeah, I think that is what I'm thinking of. Because right now we have 780M. Oh no, 890M. AI9HX, is that what I'm talking about? I might be talking about the
Hey everyone,
890M.
AMD just released the new 890M and they both have the same
No, this is gaming. 20 watts, 30 watts, 40 watts. Okay, yeah. So the left one is Z1 Extreme. This is what you're going to find in like the ROG Ally X and the Legion Go. Like, this is what we're working with now. It's the 780M. Okay. And then the new one is the 890M. This is the Ryzen AI 9 370. Yeah, so not the Max, but this is what's going on after this one. And these are all at 30 watts and 45 watts. I why don't they show it this one at 45 watts?
watt. In Cyberpunk, the difference was now only 12% for the 30 watt and
Yeah, but they show it with FSR, man. Show me native. I can't do the math in my head. I wonder why they show it 45 watts. I think because I don't think any handhelds do. The most they put on a handheld right now is 30 watts, and so that's probably why they're doing this, because it's saying like this is what it's going to be when it goes in a handheld, because this is on a laptop right now. They're saying it's going to be 30 watts, so this is what you can expect. And I know that doesn't look like a lot, 41 FPS to 47 FPS, but there are times where some games just run like garbage. And like, if it was just a little squeakle of a little more power, this would be more than enough. And especially if they did a 45 watt handheld, oh my God. Even if it's only when you're plugged in, that'd be sick. People are selling basic Dell monitors used for 39 to 40. Dude, you can get a basic Dell monitor for free. Like 39 to 40, I find them for like $20 in my area. That's the one thing. Like, basic used Dell monitors, I will say you can get those for really cheap on Facebook. That much FPS on Doom Eternal is mad. AI max APU and handhelds will turn the market upside down. Yeah, I don't think it's possible because it's the max, but if it ever did, it would be insane. Like, it would be crazy if they can kind of figure it out. If they can figure out how to do that. The HX 370 has been showing up in some of the super high-end handhelds. Yeah. We've seen them in some of the newer ones like Aoxia, and I think maybe GPD did one. It's showing up in like the Hong Kong brands, you know what I mean? So it'll be pretty cool whenever Asus puts one out. I think, did the new Legion Go have that? I think so. It's probably overclocked. Yeah, probably. That's a good idea. Having the W capability go higher while plugged in. That's what you do now. So right now, the Legion Go can only do 25 watts on battery, but if you, and I think the ROG Ally as well, but if you're plugged in, you can crank it to 30, which is pretty cool. But I don't think the battery can handle it for too long. That's why they don't do it. Like, here's 10 minutes of battery power, right, to go full blast. So I don't think they allow you. Jason, have you seen the Tank 03 Mini PC? It's an RTX 3070 at 12700H and 32 gig RAM for $664. I think I have. That sounds familiar. Let me see. Tank 03. I didn't see it for that price. And it's not that price now. Right now it's $1,400. But I have seen this before. I didn't know it was that cheap. I like that they build it into a little cube. Yeah, it's got a Thunderbolt SD card reader. Pretty cool, but it's not that cheap. Where are you seeing it at that price? It's pretty cool. Here's one with a 12900H and a 4060. That's cool. These are expensive. You're looking at it on eBay? What, they sell these on eBay? Is it a used one? I'm somewhat of an Asus fan myself. We know. Oh, but Casey, this is from Ace Magic. Do you know if you mention Ace Magic, people are going to remind you that they were putting out spyware on stuff? Don't forget. Wow, this is actually from the official one. It seems like a scam. Like, the price is so good compared to the Amazon price that it's like almost seems like a scam. Wow, it's coming from New Jersey too. Oh, this is a 3060. But still, like, I feel like that's a pretty good price. You said there's a 3070 one? Is it this one? Types 3070. Wow, that's a good price. They use MXM GPUs. Yeah, for sure. It's not going to be a full blast, but still, that's pretty good. Well, why is it so much cheaper on eBay? Why is it so expensive on Amazon? That's so confusing. 32 gigs of RAM, a terabyte of storage, a laptop 3070 in it for $664. That's pretty good. I think that's really good. Air fryer case. What is this? What is this? Do you crank this to change the performance? Headphones. Does this like you crank it if you want to increase the fan speed or something? Wait, beast mode. Unlocks core power consumption of CPU suitable for scenarios that require large. Okay, yeah. So this is like you crank it to turn up the power. Probably turns on the fan more. Probably runs higher power. Performance knob. Yeah. That makes sense. Energy saving mode. Interesting. It's an interesting device. For the price, like, honestly, $664 for this, that's really good, I feel like, for what you're getting here. But I feel like you can maybe get a laptop that has similar performance. Maybe not as good, obviously, because there's going to be less cooling. but that comes with a screen. And it's going to be a little bit more expensive. That's still pretty cool. I think it's a good deal. It looks goofy. You can game and make Dino Nuggies at the same time. The perfect device for me. The HX99G. What is that? Is that also... Oh, is that from Minis Forum? What's the performance gap between a 3070 laptop and desktop card? It's quite significant. Like seriously significant. It's unjust to even call them the same thing, which isn't to say that it's like garbage or anything, but that's just what it is. 3070 laptop versus 3070 desktop. Yeah, and it's all about how much power you give it. Like, is it a 50 watt? Is it 120? Yeah, it's significant. It's hard to do it. It's hard to like do comparison to that kind of thing because it's always going to, like, the chips are different, how much power they're giving it. Like, it's always 115 watt, 45 watt, 175 watt. And it's like, come on, dude, please. So it is good, but it's not going to even come close. The 6650M is equivalent to the desktop counterpart, though. Yeah, that makes sense. Pretty cool. What is the HX99G? Is this something similar? Oh, yeah, the 6650M. Pretty cool. Just another mini PC with a dedicated GPU in it. Yeah, these are cool. 6900HX with a 6650M. Pretty good little 1080p machine for 540. Pretty good. It's pretty similar. It's just all about power draw. Because the 6650M is a weird one where it is a laptop GPU put into a desktop form factor. So that's what Casey is saying, it's equivalent. But again, it depends on how much power you're able to give to it. If it's a mini PC, they're probably giving it the full bore. But generally speaking, yeah, the desktop ones will always outperform the laptop ones. Pretty cool. Okay, guys, I think Jason's not going to go for his hat trick again today. I said it was going to be a short stream, so maybe we play some games next week because I need to get off pretty soon here. I was actually going to get off like half an hour ago, but decided to stay on a little bit. So we'll hang out for about 10 more minutes, and then I'm gonna call it a night because I got some stuff I need to do before I go to bed. Oh, the music's gone. I mean, unless y'all want to just watch me play a game for 10 hours, like Oblivion Remastered. But no, I'm not gonna play that. Have any of y'all been playing Oblivion Remastered? I played the first few minutes of it. Like, what was it? Yeah, like the first hour, I'd say. Like, I got out of the sewer and stuff. It looks pretty good. It does not run well on the handhelds, unfortunately. So I need to play it on a PC. Yeah. I'll be around for like 10 more minutes. Give Brownie a kiss for me? Oh, I do. 100 times a day, I do. Another great stream, bro. I feel bad for being late, but I got to have a bit of a pre-birthday fun here. For sure, dude. Do not feel bad for being late. Not at all. Like, streams are like voluntary. You know what I mean? Like, this is just for whatever. But I always appreciate you here. Always appreciate anyone who comes to hang out. Especially if I don't have anything to like to do on stream. Because I have noticed significantly if I am building a computer on stream, the stream viewership is like triple. It's like considerable. And if I play a game on stream, it's like considerably less. It's pretty interesting. So I appreciate anyone who comes to hang out on days where we're not building a PC. I appreciate it. But here, since y'all are such loyal viewers, I will give you a little preview of the video that's coming out this week. Let me see. How can I do this? Don't play. It did. Here? No, not that. Let's do here. What's going on? Oh, will it not play because of time to... Oh, stupid. What is it called? Like it thinks I'm stealing content or something. Here we go. Let me move this out of the way. Here, y'all can get a little preview of the video coming up this week. It's kind of awkward because I have an ultra wide. It is a really tough time to build a gaming PC right now. With tariffs looming over the industry, as well as a certain level of economic uncertainty, it makes a lot of sense why some people can't justify dropping a G on a toy. And while that uncertainty might be there for a while, the only thing I am certain of is that a gaming PC is possible for only $200. Are you going to be able to get max settings at 4K? No. Is it going to be pretty? Hell no. But most importantly, will it play most games in 1080p at respectable frame rates? Absolutely. $200. So if you're in the Discord, you've already seen the thumbnail for this video. Let me see. Yeah, there's the PC. There's your $200 PC. So you can just by looking at it, you can kind of guess what's in it. It's pretty obvious. But it was a lot of fun to make, and doing the benchmarks was really fun. So this is the video that's coming out this week. Another $200 video, even though it's getting progressively harder and harder to make them because there's just not as many options. Plug. What games do you play on stream? So last week we played Jackbox, Rose, and that was, if you've never played Jackbox, basically it's like I put up a game of Jackbox and then myself and all the viewers, you guys, play on your phones or computers with me. And it's kind of like a bunch of different games like trivia, deduction, Pictionary, like that kind of stuff, like being witty, being funny, that kind of stuff. And last week we played 3, and somehow I won all 3, including to Hayden. Hayden was playing and he lost, so you can call him out on that. When are you gaming on Twitch next? Yeah, I need to, don't I? I feel like I'd like to. It's just, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe tonight. Maybe I'll play a little tonight or tomorrow. The problem is that like the Twitch streams don't happen until really late night. You know what I mean? Like I'll put it on like at 11 p.m. or something because that's when I usually have time to play games and just relax. So next time I do stream on Twitch, I'll probably be playing like Oblivion Remastered or what else is there? I've been really into I've been playing the original Saints Row, the very, very first one, because I recently finished the reboot and I wasn't very satisfied with it. So I went back and I'm playing the first one, which is from 2006, I believe. And even like within the first hour or two, I'm noticing myself having much, much more fun with it than I did with the new one, which is insane because in the last 20 years we've gotten so much advancements in like video game technology, and it's like, how is this more enjoyable? Like that stinks. So it could be that, or it could be Oblivion or something. Oh heck yeah, I'll be there. Yeah, those are pretty fun. I like Jackbox a lot. I think it's a good time. Wagner, dude, what's up, dude? I'm about to end stream, man. Sorry, you got here at the wrong time. Hopefully you can watch the VOD though. We're literally like saying goodbyes right now. Hope you had a good week though, man. Thanks for coming in at the end. It's Nathan's birthday this week. He's turning 51. So shout out to him. I lost by a large margin too. You know, I don't want to say I'm amazing at the game. The thing is that when you play Jackbox, you kind of get a vibe for it. You can be good at Jackbox, and it's not because like even if you play the trivia games, it's not because you've memorized the questions because they update them all the time. And it would be impossible to have the same question twice. I feel like it's just you get a vibe for the game, and you can kind of understand how to trick people into thinking what the game is and what the game isn't. And so like you can be good at Jackbox. I feel like you can learn that skill, but it's not a very good skill to have because the game is nonsense. Is the new video in the Discord? No, I have not posted it. It will go live later this week. I'll post it in the Discord. Yeah, that was just a preview. Yeah, sorry, but it'll go live later this week for sure. All good. I'll scrub through. Hope you had a good week too. Any Brownie updates? Brownie is doing great. Brownie is home. He's recovering. He is running around. He is eating food normally. He is a happy little kitten. So he's doing great. Thanks for asking. But okay, guys, thank you everyone who came. This is the Goodbye for Real. Soul Droid, Luke Walker, Sleepy Mushroom, Sam Hayden, Rose Wagner, who else here? Robert, Casey, Daniel, Evo Tech, oh man, Nathan, Mark Stebbins, Dylan, anyone who came out, appreciate y'all. Have a great week. Next week, I believe we are going to be building a PC on stream. I got one I need to build at that time. So, Mr. C&D, I know I'm super late, but good evening, Jason and all. The C&D, we're literally ending the stream, dude. We're ending right now. Shout out to Mr. C&D, one of the channel members. Possibly one of the OG ones. I think he was the first one or possibly the second. Shout out to him. But yeah, I'm heading out, Mr. C&D. Have a good night, everyone. Wagner, Daniel, Hayden, Rose. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out. Hayden, give Rose a GPU update without charging, okay? Just do it for free. Sell one of your many computers. Give one to the missus. Have a great week.